When Donald Trump launched his global trade war, he thought that he was rewriting the rules. Tariffs were his weapon of choice. Allies and rivals were expected to kneel. If they did not, they would pay the price. The message was simple: play by Washington's rules or get punished by them. But here's something the US did not expect: the world pushing back. Countries are defying sanctions. They are focusing on their interests. Take China, for example. Beijing has found a way to pay for Iranian oil despite US sanctions. You see, the US has sanctioned Iranian oil exports. It has cut off its access to dollars. But China found a loophole. Reports suggest that Beijing has created a barter-like system: Iranian oil in exchange for Chinese-built infrastructure. And here's how it works. Chinese firms buy Iranian crude, but Beijing doesn't send the cash to Tehran. Instead, the payments go into a shadowy financial intermediary called Shujin. Now, the money is used to pay Chinese construction companies, and this is for roads, airports, and power plants inside Iran. The entire mechanism is ensured by Sinosure. This is China's massive state-owned credit agency. All of this gives it the sheen of legitimacy. The result? Billions of dollars worth of Iranian oil is flowing quietly to China every month. In exchange, Tehran gets roads, railways, and political cover. So China is bypassing US sanctions. But Beijing isn't the only one unwilling to play by Washington's rules. There's also Brazil. It is refusing to kneel to Trump's sanctions. Earlier, the US slapped a 50% tariff on Brazilian imports. There were growing tensions, and President Lula da Silva accused Trump of foreign interference. But now he has done something different. Lula directly dialed Trump, turning the fight into friendship. Their chat was unexpectedly warm. The two leaders laughed about old meetings at the UN, and they promised to visit each other. Lula asked for the tariffs to be rolled back, and Trump said that he'd think about it. The two even floated the idea of future visits, Trump to Brazil and Lula to Washington. But make no mistake, this wasn't just diplomacy. It's strategy. Brazil is too big of a player to sideline, and Trump knows that too. So engagement is the only way forward, and that's what both sides are focusing on. Then there's India. Trump too has imposed a 50% tariff on the country. The two sides are still engaging. Trade talks are underway, but New Delhi has made its stance clear.
A lot of these arguments that, freedom of choice is equated with indecision, which is a clever subtext for saying align with me. I think we should call it out. We should say that, look, that's not the way I consider. I mean, when we were much weaker, we didn't do it. There is today no case to do it. In fact, when I look at the current trends in global international politics, I would argue that the behavior of states, some of which Ambassador Sibal also referred to, has actually made a stronger case for maintaining strategic autonomy and promoting multi-alignment.
And that's exactly what India is doing, securing its interest. This is strategic autonomy, and India's Foreign Minister Jaishankar reminded everyone why. Back in 1971, when India faced a US-China-Pakistan axis, it signed a friendship treaty with the Soviet Union. It wasn't because it just needed an ally. It is because it needed options. Today, that same doctrine still stands. In a world of tariffs, sanctions, and unpredictable power, India won't put its future in anyone else's hands. Its foreign policy remains guided by multi-alignment, and that is partnerships without dependence. While at first glance, these may seem like three different stories, but step back and the pattern is unmistakable. Each of these stories, oil deals, tariff calls, diplomatic doctrines, point to one conclusion: the world is done being managed.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.